And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday Afternoon QSO Vlog Network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of setting up a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 2,000 QSO Vlog aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in the selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. In addition, 2 of the 3 may be rotated separately. They are selected by a 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today, we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO Vlog video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon QSO Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters, and through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is an area of the band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO VLOG net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon QSO VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy? Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yeah, I sure do, Jim. You're about 10 over 9 direct on this most sunny day. The low last night was 18 degrees Fahrenheit below zero, and presently it's 1 degree above zero. I believe that's the high we've had so far today, and on the ground there's an average of 15 inches of snow. So I'm copying you very well. My tape recorder is not working at the moment. However, I've got some, later today I'm hoping for a new battery, C batteries. I think that is the problem, and that is developed in the last 24 hours. Back to you, Jim. I hope you copy. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, like I say, you're on the Arlington, Virginia SDR, and Arlington is one of the few SDRs that has a full frequency range down to 100 cycles. So it's indeed a glory to be able to hear your signal down to 100 cycles. Nice and full. Roger, Charlie? Down to 100 cycles. Nice and full. Roger, Charlie?
No, that's great. We'll have to give Arlington a pat on the back. I did talk to Captain Mike today. Home in Southwest Virginia. It looks like he's tomorrow flying. He's by commercial aircraft. He's going down to Miami, Florida, and then he flies back to Philadelphia. And I pick him up tomorrow. Thursday. Tuesday as he flies on 40 meters. We'll catch him for a while, but my 40-meter quad is still out of service. So I'm using the Cloud Warmer, the 3 elements that fires only straight up. But I am getting 1,400 watts out, and it's better than I can do on this frequency on the quad. So back over to you, Jim, and you sound great. KC9 Victor King Victor, K1GZL in the Arctic conditions of northern New Hampshire.
Roger, Charlie. Well, on that battery situation, you probably have the ability to run a wall wart on that. If you have a 9-volt or a 6-volt, whatever it takes, you might be able to use a wall wart on that recorder, Roger. I'm
not familiar with what you're mentioning there. Yeah, but anyway, I think later this afternoon I may be getting new batteries, and if that works out, whoopee. But it suddenly happened yesterday. I found everything went kaput, and it was not. It was not working. So it just seemed to me that the C batteries, which I've been using for ages, they should have been replaced a long time ago. But you're right out in the clear. You've got a good signal today, and I won't hold it too long, Jim. Give other people a chance to test out new equipment, rigs, and so on. But you look outside right now, it's the sky is as clear as can be. However, you get outside, you're not going to get away without putting adequate clothing on. KC9VKV, K1GZL, country.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I was out bringing the garbage container back to the house. Today was garbage pickup or trash pickup. Let me say that. And as I'm coming back, I'm doing this thing. We have this tree that has these little spiky balls. Now these things look like COVID. I mean they are, but they're obviously not. They're the seeds from this tree, whatever it is. But I mean there must have been 10,000 of these things, and if you step on them wrong, I mean, you could twist your foot. So I spent the morning out there raking these things up and putting them in the trash container as I was bringing it back in. So it was a little chilly. Unfortunately, I wasn't wearing gloves, and I probably should have been, Roger.
Yeah, I wasn't wearing gloves, and I probably should have been, Roger. Yeah, there's nothing worse than getting the extremities frozen over, and it can be very discomforting, to say the least. I've noticed one thing about myself. All I need is summer pants on. My legs don't get cold. They used to many years ago, but they're not numb. I don't have any numbness in the legs. As long as my body core is covered up sufficiently, I don't get any. All I have is just pants I would have on in the place here. And nothing underneath just the pants themselves, and the legs just don't get cold, nor do the feet very much. But the body core, oh boy, that's got to be warm, and also my fingers and my ears and my face, I like to make sure stay warm. But I can even go on outside with no pants on whatsoever, and even at the present temperature of 1 above 0, I can go out and I can stay out a long time without the legs even getting cold. It's crazy, but that's the way the human body is. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, and what's that current temperature up there? 1 degree above 0?
And what's that current temperature up there? 1 degree above 0? Roger, 1 degree above 0, or about 16.5 degrees below 0 on the Celsius scale. And I'm expecting a low tonight of about 15 below. But this is radiational cooling, which means the cold air on a clear night with no winds, the cold being heavier than warm air, it just drains into the valleys. And I suspect tonight in the coldest places in the valleys up here in northern New Hampshire, it will actually hit 30 degrees below 0.
Oh, much too cold for me, Charlie. I'm glad you're there, and I'm here, Roger.
Cold for me, Charlie. I'm glad you're there, and I'm here, Roger. Okay, Roger on that. Well, Jim, it's always a pleasure working you there, and I'll hope to catch you next Friday. Next Friday there. But yeah, you're coming in excellent copy, and no problems whatsoever. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Good luck with the other upcoming QSOs, and I certainly hope that you're going to stay healthy right down the line, and everyone you know stays healthy.
Roger. Charlie, likewise, sir. 73 up that way. You have a great afternoon. Beautiful weekend. We'll see you next Friday. Just a reminder, this is the Friday Afternoon Kisel Vlog Network. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. And we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. KC9VKV logbook. That will take you to our QSO Vlog page. This will be cut number 1 of 2,000 recorded QSO Vlog entities. And so we're looking for your transmission. If you have a radio you want to check out, let's get to it. Give me a shout. If you have a radio you want to check out, let's get to it. Give me a shout.
WA8OPR.
WOPR, OPR station to come back slowly phonetically with your call sign. OPR station to come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Okay, Jim. Whiskey America 8, Ontario Pacific Rome, WA8OPR. Talked to you a number of times, Jim. Handle here is Terry, QTH Detroit, Michigan, a suburb of.
Roger, Terry, and what radio are you running, sir?
We had a TS 930 on where you could give me a report, but that's what we're running. And by the way, at times you were 40 over S9, but you averaged 20 over, Jim. KC9 VKV.
Roger, Terry, I'm sorry, we doubled there just a little bit. What radio are you running today? Roger, Terry, I'm sorry, we doubled there just a little bit. What radio are you running today?
TS 930, about a 38-year-old rig. Back to you, Jim.
Sounds really good, sir. Sounds really good. I'm copying you on Arlington, which is a full-frequency SDR down to 100 cycles, and you really have a nice audio curve, Roger. Down to 100 cycles, and you really have a nice audio curve, Roger.
Well, thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. The other station, N1GZL, New Hampshire, he was coming in here 20 over 9, just a superb copy. Well, listen, they're lined up. I know they want to talk to you, but I just wanted to get a report on this old rig, and wanted to see if it was still within specs. Back to you, Jim.
Oh, sounds just beautiful. You know, those old radios, there's a lot to be said for them, you know. It's just a matter of being able to put the right audio into that. You know, obviously, you may not have onboard EQ, but, you find the right microphone that exhibits the right curve, and it'll sound like $1 million. It's capable of doing that, Roger? It'll sound like $1 million. It's capable of doing that, Roger?
Yes, sir. Appreciate that report. I use the ICOM SM8 mics. I got 3 or 4 of them. Electrolytic. All right, Jim. They're probably stacked up to talk to you. I'm not going to monopolize the frequency, but thank you for that courtesy report. Back to you, Jim.
Roger, Terry, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. We'll see you next Friday, hopefully. And in between then, if you want to check out your radio audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call it a search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to our QSO Vlog page, where you'll find 2,000 QSO Vlog recordings. This recording will be number 1, and we'll have it posted up there around Saturday, tomorrow, noontime, or thereabouts. 73, Terry. Have a great afternoon. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon KISO VLogNet. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. KISO VLogNet. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Charlie 4, Sugar Mike.
There's a Sugar Mike station. Sugar Mike station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign. Sugar Mike station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Yeah, Jim, it's a Kilo Charlie 4. Sierra Mike.
Roger, Sierra Mike, and what's your location, sir? Roger, Sierra Mike, and what's your location, sir?
The QTH is Roanoke, Virginia, and the name here is Steve.
Roger, Steve, and what radio are you running today, sir? Roger, Steve, and what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running an IC7610. This is a new toy for me. I've been messing around with a couple of different microphones. I can't believe it's been almost a year since you last helped me with the radio, almost to the day, when I was messing around with an IC7000. But I've upgraded a little bit to a little bit bigger radio. So I'm operating a kind of an unbid headset. And I think I've got it set up pretty good, but you'll have to let me know. Go ahead.
All right. I'm catching some transits in the audio there. Again, that boom should go out as far as you can get it away from your mouth, and at the last minute, take a 90 on it, Roger. The last minute, take a 90 on it, Roger.
Okay, I moved it a little further away. I know I had it a little bit too close to my mouth. I was working on a cup of coffee here, and I keep pulling it back and forth away from my face. It doesn't have a lot of windscreen on it. It could definitely use a larger windscreen on it. But is that a little better, Jim?
Yes, sir. Now, you can always put a windscreen over a windscreen, and that will not affect things too bad on the negative side, but will increase the positive aspects of filtering out all of the sounds other than words. Roger. Filtering out all of the sounds other than words. Roger.
Roger. And by the way, I've got you here at about 20 over. Excellent copy here. The station antenna is a 80-meter OCF dipole at about 35 feet. And I can hear a little bit of audio popping through my monitor. So I definitely need a better windscreen here. But running just 100 watts here. Go ahead.
Roger. Now you have a button called Quick. Why don't you punch up Quick and we'll go to Drive. Why don't you punch up Quick and we'll go to Drive.
Yeah, I'm there.
And what is Drive at the moment?
Currently set to 45%.
Alrighty, take your drive to 65. Take that drive up to 65 and give me 10 seconds about your antenna system, Roger. 10 seconds about your antenna system, Roger.
Okay, it's now set to 65%. The antenna, as I said, is 135-foot off-center foot dipole. The apex at about 35 feet.
Roger that. Okay, sounds good. I would be sure, Steve, and stay on mic. We've set you up for a nice full audio that's going to try to keep that audio up, and if you pull off mic, it's going to try to pull that up, and that might not be exactly perfect audio. So stay on azimuth to your microphone consistently, Roger. On azimuth to your microphone consistently, Roger.
I had a different headset with the earpieces on it. Unfortunately, the booms aren't very long, so the mic, when you turn it to face your mouth, ends up being pretty close. So, are you hearing the audio popping on your end?
Just a little bit on the plosive side. Maybe it's the kind of a thing where does it come forward of your mouth or stays back some? Forward of your mouth or stays back some?
It stays back a little bit. It's a fixed length arm. It's not, you can't adjust the length of the boom. So when I turn it, it gets a little close unless I rotate the whole thing on my head, which I've done a little bit here. I do have the compression set to 4, and the mic gain is at 10%. These electrics run pretty hot, so I've got the mic gain down pretty far. Go ahead.
Roger there, Steve. I would bring that compression back to a 3. We suggest running the compressor at a 3. It's the same thing as a 6 without the suck-up between the words. And the suck-up between the words does you absolutely no good. So 3 on the compressor, Roger. No good. So 3 on the compressor, Roger.
QSL, and I have the compression set to 3.
Alrighty, and so now why don't you go to your ALC as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, 400, and adjust your mic gain control to your ALC runs mid-scale to 2/3. Just double check that reading. Your ALC runs mid-scale to 2/3. Just double check that reading.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, 200, 300. Yeah, the ALC is a little lower now with the compression down. So now the mic gain is about 15%. I'm getting about 18% on the mic, now about 50 to 75% on the ALC.
Roger. Yeah, we want that up to about 3/4, between mid-scale and 2/3, probably somewhere in there, Roger. Between mid-scale and 2/3, probably somewhere in there, Roger.
QSL, Jim, that's about what it's doing. I'm always afraid to overdrive that. I know the ALC line is it's got the red bar, I'm assuming from one end to the other is 0 to 100%. So I'm hitting almost full scale on some of the peaks. Put this back down right about there. How's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yes, sir. You want to always stay under the red line or under 100%. You know, you don't want to push over that, but you want it full. So mid-scale, just slightly over mid-scale. Roger, roger.
You want it full. So mid-scale, just slightly over mid-scale. Roger, roger.
QSL, Jim. And see, what have we got? What's next here?
Well, gosh, your EQ sounds pretty good. You could probably use a couple of clicks more treble boost if you have that available. Check with your EQ, and if you have 2 clicks boost, I'd like to hear that.
Your EQ, and if you have 2 clicks boost, I'd like to hear that.
Okay, I found the menu. I'm still getting used to the radio. It's currently set to +4. I can go to +5, and that's it.
Yeah, I would take it on up to +5.
Yeah, I would take it on up to +5.
Okay, that's where it is, and the base is set to -1. My transmit bandwidth is set to wide, 100 to 2900 hertz.
Yes, excellent, excellent. I would get the Gorilla Tape out and taper down, Roger.
Excellent. I would get the Gorilla Tape out and taper down, Roger.
Okay, very good. Appreciate it. That's what this headset. Maybe I'll try you next Friday with my other headset and see how that works. All right, well, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for being there, Jim.
Roger, Roger, Steve, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you want to hear your audio, I got a YouTube. Do a call, later search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. KC9VKV logbook. That will take you to this recording. It will be cut number 1 of 2,000 recordings, and we'll have it uploaded by tomorrow noon. So 73, Steve, and have a great afternoon. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO VLogNet. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLogNet. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Yeah, this is N9GTO in Indiana. How you copy?
Oh, my Elmer's on the line, N9GTO. Where are you, Elmer?
Oh, my Elmer's on the line, N9GTO. Where are you, Elmer?
Well, I'm in a hole with no place to go, and I'm busted.
Ah, well, I think they wrote a song about that, Roger.
I think they wrote a song about that, Roger.
I believe they did, too. I'm just stopping in and saying hello. And I was hoping that N4XRP would get in there and do the same thing. But this is N9GTO up on the hill on the ridge saying hello down there in Indiana. And I'm having to run a kilowatt just to get to you.
I'm copying the mail on the Georgia SDR. Let me see what I've got on my local antenna there. Come back and talk to me for a minute.
Let me see what I've got on my local antenna there. Come back and talk to me for a minute.
Yeah. Kilowatt to farm, over.
Ah, well, I went to my local antenna. I'm hearing you pretty good there, sir. That's unusual. I usually don't have that good a copy from the farm, Roger.
Right, well, I'm putting out 1,500 watts, Jim.
Well, I'm assuming that you've always done that, but many times, I have had people to have to relay for you from Saskatchewan.
That is true. That is true. All right, 73s and God bless. I just want to say hello and God bless, and to you and Teresa, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I turned the radio on just to check into your net, N9GTO, Indiana Clear, in 73s. I'll be listening throughout the net, over.
Roger, Roger, Lou. And I talked to our friend up in Michigan, and getting ready to take care of business that way, Roger.
That's awesome. I would love for that thing to come back alive, and it's a gift from me to you for the love that I have for you and your family. God bless you guys. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. 73. And have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. That's radio sounding really good from the ridge. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO VLogNet. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo November 4 Whiskey Echo Zulu.
The station ending in Zulu, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Yeah, this is Kilowatt November 4 Whiskey Echo Zulu.
Whiskey Echo Zulu. Roger, roger. What's the name?
My name is Rob, Romeo Oscar Bravo.
Okay, Rob, and where are you and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm in Gainesville, Georgia, Jim. It's very nice to make your acquaintance. I'm running a Kenwood TS590, and I'm pretty familiar with the settings. I've got most of them set up except the Pro compressor.
Alrighty, Rob, let's go through the setup procedure just to check her out there. It starts with your compressor engaged at a 3. Compressor on and at a 3 to start our setup. Roger.
Okay, roger, roger.
Okay, so you got your compressor on and at a 3. Is that a roger?
Yes, that's a roger. Nothing successful. Let's see here. Okay, my output, I'm getting it to mid-scale to 2/3. That should be about right on there. Cow jumped over the moon. Go ahead.
Okay, you're looking at your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, like that, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger, roger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, 200, 300. I'm a little down there, Jim.
Yes, sir. Well, bring your mic. What's your mic gain at the present time?
When I have the compression engaged, Jim, it is called Pro Out, and I'm at 68.
Okay, and how far are you off mic? How close to mic are you working at?
I'm about 3.5 to 4 inches.
Okay, and so as you look at your ALC, your mid-scale to 2/3 seems a little light. Double check that. You're looking for mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Okay, roger, roger. How's that sound? 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, 200, 300.
And you need to stay on mic. Try not to pull off mic. Keep your proximity to microphone as stable as you can, 3 inches, as just consistently as you can. Because as you move around, there's two things that happen. As you get closer to mic, your EQ curve changes. Also, your audio level changes. So you need to stay 3 inches off that mic consistently. Roger?
Okay, roger, roger. How's this now? Kilo November 4, Whiskey Echo Zulu, 100, 200, 300.
Roger. Now, Rob, as far as something to do, I would leave that ALC meter out. I would leave that ALC meter on and be looking at it as you speak over the next couple of weeks. I mean, you got to look at something, so you might as well be looking at your ALC meter as you speak. And over a period of time, you will develop a relationship with your ALC, and you'll be able to control that ALC by your voice. And it'll take a little time, but you need to, develop a relationship with your ALC, and as you speak, you'll be looking at that ALC and try to keep it in that sweet spot, mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, roger, Jim. I think a lot of that is going to have to do with the intensity of my voice and being able to control that. I think that's a lot of the root of the issue here. But I'm running, my effect is on hard. My band pass is 100 to 2900. I have an EQ that is labeled HB or High Boost 1 all the way to Bass Boost 2, flat none, and I'm on Bass Boost 1.
Yeah, I would run it just like you were running it. I would not change a thing on the EQ curve. I would keep that just like it is. I would just consistently be looking at my ALC meter as I'm talking, just to have it, and for the next couple of weeks at least. And you'll be amazed at how close you can start to be able to control that. And what it does, the meter will show you your inconsistencies of words. Sometimes we soften up a little bit, and then we get louder. But watching that meter, that'll keep you engaged and hopefully right on the dime as far as ALC level. Roger?
Roger, roger. Thank you, Jim, so much for your...
Roger.
Thank you, Jim, so much for your advice. I really appreciate it. I've been trying for a while to get into you, and I'm very happy to do so and make your acquaintance. This is KN4WEZ in Gainesville, Georgia.
Roger, Roger, Rob, 73, sir. Have a good afternoon. If you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call and a search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of 2,000 QSO Vlog recordings, and it'll be available by noon tomorrow. Roger?
It'll be available by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, Roger, Jim. Thank you very much for your help.
Roger, Roger. And that call was KN4WEZ. Is that a Roger?
KN4WEZ. Is that a Roger?
That is a Roger. That is a Roger. KC9 VKV.
Roger, Roger, Rob, 73, sir. Have a good afternoon. This is the Friday afternoon QSO Vlog Net. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Well, I was down in Georgia on my SDR, and I heard about 6 stations. So, loudest one, come back, and let me come up to Arlington, and loudest one, try it again.
Loudest one, come back, and let me come up to Arlington, and loudest one, try it again.
Whiskey 9, Lima, Romeo, W9LR, London Radio.
London Radio, sir. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign. Roger?
Radio, sir. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign. Roger?
Roger, the call is Whiskey 9, Lima, Romeo, W9LR.
Roger, Roger, LR. What's the name there, please?
Roger, Roger, LR. What's the name there, please?
The name is Bill, Bravo India, Lima, Lima.
Roger, Bill. Okay, if you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds about your antenna situation there. Let me tune around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger?
There. Let me tune around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger?
Roger that. Datable, I can swing it in your direction if you can let me know where you're at.
We're down around Louisville, Kentucky. We're just across the Ohio River from Louisville over in Indiana. I've got you on my local antenna. You're sounding really good. Let's see here. Why don't you tell me what radio you are and where you're running and where you are?
We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, about 20 miles from Milwaukee. I'm running an ICOM 7300 into a rotatable dipole up about 30 feet.
Alrighty, Bill. I've got a really good copy on you on my local antenna. I have 3 10-foot vertical magnetic loops. I'm copying you on my 000 loop. You're about 15 over, so I have a really good copy on you. I would suggest now, if you're interested in our setup procedure, starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. 3 on the compressor on. Roger?
Compressor is at 3.
Alrighty, now with mic gain in hand, bring out your ALC meter, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation.
All right, we're at between half and 2/3 right now. Right where we are is about between half and 2/3.
Alrighty, I want you to go to your equalization page and go +4 clicks treble boost. +4 clicks treble boost. Roger?
I got to figure out where that is.
Single sideband transmit EQ.
Okay, the treble right now is +2.
All right, go ahead and take a run up to +5. That's treble EQ boost to +5 total. I mean, max.
That's max. That's at 5.
All right, sir. Now, I need a little bit more audio. Tell me the best thing you like about your 7300 in 10 seconds or so.
All right. Well, it's a good little radio. I also have a Kenwood 890 and a Kenwood 590, and I'm playing around with this little ICOM, and it's a pretty good little radio for $1,000.
Yes, sir. You're right there. Okay, on your bass EQ, go plus 2 clicks boost from where you are. 2 clicks boost bass EQ hotter than where you are. Roger?
Okay, we went from 0 to plus 2 on the bass. We are now at plus 2 on the bass and plus 5 on the treble.
All right, so we need to go back to your ALC and double-check our level. Anytime you do extensive EQ, you need to go back to your ALC and verify that you're still mid-scale to 2/3 by way of, mic gain manipulation if you need to go turn it down a bit, but we want to be mid-scale to 2/3 as you speak fairly rapidly.
All right, well, we're at 2/3. We're definitely at 2/3 right now. But if on the lower ones, I've been doing half and 2/3. It didn't really change all that much.
Great. Yeah, usually it's more inclined to shift on lower frequency boost or cut EQs, but top end doesn't really usually affect the ALC much, but if you swing much on the bottom end, it does have a tendency to plus or minus reflect that in your ALC, but good. So you're good to go. Sounds just beautiful, Roger.
Roger that. I picked the microphone out of a drawer here. It's called an AKG mic. Stuck it on here. I don't have a desk mic for the 7300, so it looks like this is going to work.
Oh, well, do you have the hand mic? I mean, is that a hand mic or a desk mic?
It's a desk mic. It's not an ICOM mic. It's a desk mic. And this is not the hand mic.
Yeah, Roger. That supplied hand mic is just a beautiful device there. I mean, it really does show off the radio just perfectly. It is an excellent choice. If you were to use a hand mic, I would definitely use that supplied 7300 hand mic, Roger.
Roger that. Well, if I sound good, I'm going to leave this right where it is, and I really appreciate the help there. Over.
Roger, Bill. Well, I'm copying you, like I say, on my local antenna. My local radio's good down to 100 cycles. My audio system's good down to 50 cycles. You're good to go. Get the Gorilla Tape and taper it down.
All right, I appreciate it. I really appreciate what you're doing. I think people are learning a lot. W901.
Roger, Bill. Again, as in a parting thought, your ALC is the Bible for that radio, and so for something to do, I would break that ALC meter out and be looking at that ALC meter as I was speaking all the time, just as something to look at and know where the sweet spot is, and try to put that reading on the sweet spot by voice control. Roger, make your voice bring that meter to where it's supposed to be. Roger?
Roger that. We're about 4 inches away from the microphone right now. It's on a boom and comfortable, and I think I'm looking as we're talking here, and we're always half and no more than 2/3.
Excellent. The curve sounds really beautiful. So 73 that way. So if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of 2000 QSO vlog recordings. Roger?
Roger that. W9LR 73, and thanks a lot from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Roger, Bill, 73, sir. This is the KC9VKV QSO vlog net for Friday afternoon. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Golf 4, Kilo Tango Lima.
Station ending in Lima. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
All right. The call is Kilo Golf 4, Kilo Tango Lima. KG4KTL. Roger?
Roger, KTL. What's the name there, please?
The name here is Scott. Sierra Charlie Oscar Tango.
Roger, Scott. Whereabouts are you located?
I'm located 80 miles east of Memphis in a little town called Henderson, Tennessee there, Roger.
Yes, sir. And what radio are you running?
Well, last time I spoke with you, I was running an ICOM 746 Pro. And now I'm using an ICOM 7600. So that's the rig.
Roger, Roger. Sounds pretty good. We might go and check out our setup procedure, see how close you are there. It starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. A token amount, you never hear it on the air, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So the setup starts with the compressor on and at a 3.
Okay, so I got to change my compressor setting to a 3.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
Everything is menu-driven nowadays.
Oh, of course, and be glad things that you need are included in the menu. Sometimes even they're not.
Okay, now I'm set from a 6 to a 3. There we go, and I'm set on the wide setting.
That's 100 to 2900, Roger?
I believe so.
Roger, be bandpass, wide bandpass, 100 to 2900.
I believe that's the width. I don't think it goes 3K, so I think it's about 28, 29.
Yeah, you don't want 28. You want 100 to 2900. You want to keep the top end intact, and the only way you can really do that is by running 100 to 2900 normally, Roger. If you run in excess of 2900, you have people coming to look for you with pitchforks.
This is true. So there we go. I'm set on the 3 setting there. It was set at 6 before on the compression, Roger.
Yes, sir. A 3 is the same thing as a 6 without the suck-up between the words. And the suck-up between the words does you absolutely no good. So we suggest a 3. Roger, Roger?
Okay. Anything else you'd change, sir?
Oh, yes, sir. Next, let's go to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, let me get out of this. I'm trying to get out of this menu here. And the mic gain, let's see here. Let me get back to where I can see my ALC. There we go. All right, and let me go ahead and... Okay, with this mic, because it doesn't have a cloud lifter on it, okay, I'm backing down the mic gain here, and the ALC is doing about 2/3 there. That's about right.
Yes, sir, that's exactly where we want it there, mid-scale to 2/3. And it's sounding really good. Why don't you tell me about your antenna system? Let me listen to you.
Okay, well, the microphone, I need to mention that. I've changed that since the last one we spoke on. Last I spoke on with you, and I posted you a link to the VKV conversation we had a couple years ago, and it's on my QRZ of all things. You can click on it. Anyway, so I was using a Heil Gold line back then. Now I'm using a Shure SM7 microphone. As to your point of the antenna system, it's an off-center fed dipole, about 70 some odd feet to the apex in the trees. Roger.
Roger that. Okay, so let's go to your EQ page and see what we have there.
All right, so as far as EQ goes, I have the W2IHY 8-band EQ and noise gate, and then also the EQ Plus as well.
Okay, so I don't recommend running internal and external EQ. So if you run the external, make sure that your internal EQ is flat. Is that internal EQ? Is that a 3-band?
No, it's an 8-band.
Okay, your internal EQ is an 8-band, and you're not using that, right?
No.
Okay, so that's all flat, Roger?
Roger, flat response on that.
Alrighty. So what we want to do then on your external EQ is boost the top end treble EQ. What controls do you have there? We should have, is that an 8-band external EQ?
It is. I can change as far as high goes, 3200, 2400, 1600.
Okay, so what we want to do is make sure everything from, say, 500 cycles to 1.2K is flat. Everything from 500 cycles to 1.2K flat. Roger?
Okay, well, that pretty much is that right there. That's set flat on 0.
All right. Now, you have something around 2,500, 2,700 KC?
I have a 24 or a 3200.
Okay, 24 plus 3. 2.4 plus 3.
Okay, 2.4 plus 3, check.
Okay, and what's the one above that?
And then I have 3200.
3,200 plus 6.
Okay, 3200 plus 6, check.
All righty. Now, tell me something you like about your radio. Let me listen to you.
All right, well, what I like about it is it has actually, it has a waterfall display where I'm able to actually see what's going on, which is kind of cool. That's something the 746 Pro didn't have. Although the 746 Pro did have 32-bit floating DSP, and I think that's still what they incorporate in the rigs nowadays, unless I'm mistaken. So there we go on the audio check.
Yes, sir. Now, what's your bottom end? Is it 64 cycles? What is that?
I have, let's see, I got my 50 set to about 4 plus 4, and then 100 I'm at 0, and I pretty much those are the two, those 50, 100, 200, 400. You see?
Yes, sir. Okay, on the 100, give that a 3-click boost from where it is. We'll see what that sounds like. 100 cycles plus 3 from where it is.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, and there we are. That's plus 3 right there. I don't know if that made a difference.
All right, now we want to go back to our ALC and be sure that we're still mid-scale to 2/3 as you speak fairly rapidly. With mic gain in hand, double-check your ALC from mid-scale to 2/3.
All right, taking a look at the screen here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2/3 is probably where I'm at.
Roger. Okay, let's go back to EQ. And what was that top one? 3.2, 3.6?
3.2 is what that is on the top.
Okay, just if you do have 2 more clicks boost on that frequency.
Okay, so we're going to go from 6 to, hey, how many clicks?
Plus 2 from where we are.
All right, there we are at about a plus 10 there, Roger, about a plus 10.
Excellent. I would get the Gorilla Tape out and taper it down. And what you might want to do over the next few days is keep your ALC meter out and look at it for something to do as you're talking around. And you want to keep that mid-scale to 2/3 and control it with your voice. Roger?
All right. Well, I always come here for the answers, and you always set me straight. So I appreciate it, and I imagine this will be on the YouTube. I'll be able to go ahead and then click and put it back into the QRZ, so it'll be a air check 1 and air check 2 for me there, right?
Yes, sir. If you go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, it will take you to this recording. It will be a cut number 1 of 2,000 QSO vlog recordings. Even though YouTube may not say it, you push full all, what it is there. The bottom thing is you select from the list and it brings them all up. This should be a cut number 1, Roger, and we'll have it up by noon tomorrow.
All right, well, that's great, man. Hey, it's good to hear you, and it's good to know that you're still doing what you're doing and doing it well, and appreciate it, and thank you for everything you do to make everybody sound as good as they possibly can, and that's what ham radio is all about, is helping each other out. So I'll say 73 from Tennessee, and let you get back to your schedule there. This was KG4KTL.
Roger, Scott, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon QSO VLogNet. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Victor Bravo.
Victor Bravo station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Victor Bravo. And that's Brian in Northern Illinois.
Roger, Brian in Illinois. And Brian, what radio were we running today, sir?
Interesting enough, your last caller had a 746 Pro in the past. That's what I'm running, the ICOM 746 Pro.
746 Pro, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger.
All right, Brian, I'm on my local antenna. You're giving me probably about 10 over, so I have an excellent signal. If you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system?
Sure. I put up I think it's called high power, off-center fed dipole, 80 meter, so it's multi-band. The internal tuner on the ICOM handles it well. It's been a great antenna. I've got it up at about 40 feet, running to some trees. Over.
Alrighty, let's go to your EQ. Well, let's reevaluate our situation. You're sounding really good, but we'll double check some stuff. You're running your compressor on and at a 3. Is that a Roger?
Compressor is probably running at 6. Let me just double check that for you here. Yeah, it's running level 6. I can back it down if you want. Over.
Yes, sir. 3 is the same thing as 6 without the suck up between the words. So, I mean, as far as doing something for your voice, the 3 does just as good as the 6 without the suck up between the words. So, if you would, the compressor on and add a 3. Roger?
Compressor's at 3. Over.
Alrighty, now it's important that you stay on mic as best you can while we do this. Next, we go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your microphone level control until your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation.
100, 200, 300. It's running right there. This scale on this, it's running near the top, but not all the way. Probably 75, 80% of the scale. Over.
Yes, absolutely perfect. Now move to your EQ page and tell me what you got there. Roger, what kind of EQ you're running on that radio?
Hold on here and we'll give her a look. Okay, on the transmit base, I've got it set at +2. On the treble transmit, I got it set at +1. Over.
Alrighty, so we're talking about a 2-band EQ. Is that a Roger?
Appears as though that's what we have, yes, because then you get into receive, bass, and treble. So looks like there's just a treble and bass setting on the transmit. Over.
Yes, so that's absolutely perfect, because in all actuality, that's all you really need, because equalization is just a matter of balancing the top to the mid-range and the bottom to the mid-range. So much so that they don't even bother putting in the mid-range anymore, because they don't want you to mess with that. If you happen to boost the mid-range in a 3-band EQ, it's so much harder for the top to strike a balance with the mid-range and the bottom to strike a balance with the mid-range. So they don't even put the mid-range in there anymore. So what I want you to do is we go to a treble EQ. I want you to come up 3 clicks boost treble EQ to start. Roger?
I don't know if I have full 3 clicks left. You're saying 3 clicks from where I'm at? Over.
Roger, Roger, if you have that available.
Let me check here. I'm at +1 already on treble, so let me, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. That's up, which I think is maxed out, yeah. 5 is maxed out on treble. Over.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So you were at +1 before?
Actually, I thought I was at +2, so we're at +5 now. Over.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I want you to tell me what you like best about your radio, and let me listen to you just for a minute.
Sure. Had this radio, maybe a year and a half, but what I really like about it is a very full-featured radio for an older radio, but it has really all the bands that I need, including 2-meter, and it has the twin pass band filters. It's got a lot of capability. Over.
Roger that. Okay, where are we standing on the bass EQ?
Let me take a look here. Bass is at +2. Over. You know, now that you say that, then I think I was at +1 on the trouble, so I might have went up one too many clicks for you. Over.
Not at all. You're just fine on the top end. We're looking now at the bottom end. I would pull that bottom end back to flat. Neither cut nor boost on bass EQ. Roger?
Will do. I'm at 2, going down to 1, going flat. There's flat for you. Over.
All right, and tell me about your antenna system for about 10.
Yeah, like I said, it's an 80-meter. High Power is the company. A gentleman out, I believe he's in Pennsylvania or New York. I don't recall. It's been a while since I've ordered it. Fantastic support. Put it up on my roof with a fiberglass pole, and then I've got a 90-plus foot wire running out to one tree, and then a 40-plus foot leg running out front, angled down. Over.
Roger that, Brian. I would come back one click boost on the bass EQ. Bring it back plus one click bass EQ boost from where you are now.
Will do. Let's see. There's 0. There's 1. We're back to 1. Over.
Sounds good. And about how far are you working that mic? How far away?
I typically hold it about 2 to 3 inches away at a slight angle, probably a 45 to my face. Over.
Roger. Okay, if when you can, I would suggest getting a foam windscreen for that mic. I did hear some transients, and so that foam windscreen will filter out all that garbage and just leave the words. Roger.
I hear you, but this is a handheld mic. It's the ICOM HM36. I think that's the one that probably comes with this rig. So I don't know if that's doable. I don't know if they offer a windscreen for that kind of thing. There is one other setting I wanted to talk about, the wide, narrow, medium setting. I don't remember what that equates to, but you probably know what I'm referring to. Over.
Yes, sir. You want to be on a bandpass of 100 to 2900. Bandpass is 100 to 2900. Roger.
Got you. I believe the wide is 2.8, which is where I believe I have it set. Over.
Roger. That's max for that radio?
That would be correct. I don't think that's an adjustable feature. I think it's 3 set points, either wide, medium. Here it is. Narrow is 2.2, mid is 2.4, and wide is 2.8. And I believe I'm at wide. Over.
Yes, sir. 2.8 is is fine, and you should always run the radios in the widest bandpass possible. We can always take care of the bottom end through EQ, but once you get into your lesser bandpasses, you start losing your top end and audio-wise, and we want to keep that in as high as we can get it for intelligibility, so that you're in the highest mode that radio is capable of. So that's where you should run that. Roger.
That's correct. Just double check that for you real quick here. Yeah, I'm on wide.
Excellent, excellent. So, and as far as that mic goes, what you could do with that hand mic is the best way to work that is pull it to the side of your mouth, to the corner of your lips, where it actually touches the corner of your lips, and talk across it. That will minimize all that mouth noise.
Got you there. That's perfect. That's where I'm holding it now. Testing 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Over.
Excellent, excellent. Just work it that way. Form of habit, just keep it right there. And also you might keep your AOC meter out so you can look at it as you're talking and try to keep that meter right in the sweet spot. Roger?
Yeah, I got you on that. And when sometimes it sounds like you're saying AOC, like Alpha Oscar Charlie, but are you referring to Alpha Lima Charlie? Over.
Yes, sir. ALC, automatic level control. Roger?
Yep, that's what I thought. So anyway, like I said, I'm running probably, maybe 80% on that. Over.
Yes, sir. Mid-scale to 2/3. And that the actual sweet spot is in between mid-scale and 2/3, but you can't just hover there. You have to have some swing. So we say mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger. I'm going to back mine off, my mic gain off a little bit. That's probably, right about there is probably bouncing between half and two-thirds. I'm going to bump it up because it sounds a little weak. Over.
Okay, so you need to stay on mic because I can't tell anything what you're doing when you pull off mic like that. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, I didn't pull mic. I pulled the mic gain down, so that's why you heard that. So anyway, I'll keep the mic gain at 50%. Over.
Roger, it's actually just a little bit in excess. It's mid-scale to two-thirds. That's where we want you to run. Mid-scale to two-thirds, and use your voice control to try to keep that meter reflecting mid-scale to two-thirds. Roger?
Yeah, I agree. So right now my mic gain is probably at two-thirds, and again, on that meter I'm running 75-80%. Over.
Roger. Actual mic gain itself is not really important. It's how the mic gain affects your ALC. We just use the mic gain control to get that ALC meter to run mid-scale to two-thirds. Roger?
Gotcha. So, yep, I'll leave it mic gain about where I had it, and at least it seems to. Is everything sounding fine now?
Yes, sir. Sounds beautiful. Get the duct tape out, the Gorilla Tape, I'm sorry. Get the Gorilla Tape out and taper down.
Fantastic. Jim, I've listened to you for quite a while, back when I started as a ham, and it was very intriguing of what you're doing. I did a little look up on you and how you had some history in the radio world, broadcast radio, so I think it's awesome how you're using your talents to just hang out with all of us and let us tweak our radios, and love the way you interject some prayer in there as well. So you have a blessed day, sir, and keep blessing all of us out here as well. So have a wonderful day, sir.
Roger, Brian. Appreciate that, sir. And if you would like to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to our QSO VLOG page. This recording would be cut number 1, regardless of what YouTube says, and we'll have it up by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, I copy that. So anyway, this is KD9QEB 73 to you, Jim. Over.
Roger, Bill, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful... Brian, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read my scribble upside down. It's difficult enough right side up. But anyway, 73 there, and have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9 VKV, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You want to check out, give me a shout.
All right, I'm at a slight disadvantage today, and I'm going to try to correct that now. We'll just see. My Milford SDR is not available today. It doesn't seem to be, but I'm going to try to see if I can get that back together again and see if Milford will come up. La da 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 da. Obviously, Milford is not going to come up today. Anyway, I heard about 3 stations there. Louder station, try it again. This is KC9 VKV listening.
Try it again. This is KC9 VKV listening.
Just missed somebody on the Arlington, Virginia SDR. I hate to ask, but could you try it again, please?
SDR. I hate to ask, but could you try it again, please?
November 2, Bravo, Uniform, Echo.
November 2, Bravo, come back slowly phonetically with that call sign again, please.
Bravo, come back slowly phonetically with that call sign again, please.
Yes, November 2, Bravo, Uniform, Echo. N2BUE. The name's Ron. Ron in New Jersey. Over.
Ron in New Jersey. Been a while, sir. How you doing?
Ron in New Jersey. Been a while, sir. How you doing?
Doing just fine, Jim. Just doing just fine. Been a while since I've checked. Yaesu FT950, 100 watts. To an end-fed antenna. The antenna's about 30 foot in the air. So that's the working conditions on this end today, Jim. Over.
Roger, Roger. I'm copying you on Arlington. Not the best copy in the world. My normal best copy SDR is up around Milford, but it's not available, and I'm not sure whether it's not available today or it's not going to be available. It's going to be a real crime if it's down for the count. Hopefully this is just a momentary thing, but we'll keep trying to bring it up. So right now I'm on the Arlington, Virginia SDR, so I got a little noise with you. As you want to double check your settings for our setup. Starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. Engage the old compressor at a 3, Roger.
Engaged at a 3. Engage the old compressor at a 3, Roger.
Yes, Roger, Jim. Yeah, I pretty much have everything set up on this 950. I didn't get to put the Dart amplifier on because I came down here in the rush here.
Frequencies in use. Frequencies in use.
In use.
I just run 100 watt.
Frequencies in use.
Well, you're like 10 over 9. 10 over 9 here in New Jersey. So very nice signal. Anyhow, I'm just going to be curious to see.
Frequency is in use. Frequency is in use.
It's been a while since I...
Frequency is in use. Frequency is in use.
I'll give you a call quick, Jim. Over.
Yes, sir, Ron. Copying you probably about 3 dB above the Arlington, Virginia noise level, Arlington, Virginia SDR noise level. So I don't have a real good copy, but I'm just curious about your EQ. Is that the same radio and microphone that you've been running all along?
EQ is that the same radio and microphone that you've been running all along?
No, Jim. It's completely different. This here is, like I say, the SC, Yaesu SC950 microphone, the Kyle 781, and I do have a mic EQ on. Oh boy, I guess I could take it off, and I think the minute here to
Frequencies in use.
find it on the dark thing.
Frequencies in use.
And I took the mic EQ off. And that's what it sounds like now. And now I just have the EQ on. And that's what it sounds like with the EQ. And that's what it sounds like with the processor. Now the processor and EQ is on the Heil 781, Jim. Over.
Roger that, Ron. Well, let's review our settings, and maybe we'll go for a new setup on that radio. Starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. A compressor on and at a 3, and we'll go through the setup real quick, Ron. Compressor on and at a 3, Roger.
We'll go through the setup real quick, Ron. Compressor on and at a 3, Roger.
Yeah, so the compressor's on at 30. So the compressor's at 30, and like I said, my third between half and 2/3, so I send it down sometimes, so sometimes it's a little higher. So anyhow, so yeah, that's the deal in this end, Jim. Over.
Frequency is in use. Frequency is in use. Roger, Roger, Ron. Okay, we've got our compressor on and at a 3. Now move to your AOC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain until your AOC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 reading on your AOC by way of mic gain control.
2/3 reading on your AOC by way of mic gain control.
Yeah, okay, Jim, very good. Yeah, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Yeah, that's where it's at. It is right about 2/3 on the ALC, on the blue line. So, John, I should have put the darn amplifier on. It would have been a better test. So, next week, I'll put the amplifier on and check back in next week, Jim. Over.
Yeah, Roger, Ron, it really helps when you have the amplifier on, sir, when you check in, because I can hear you a lot better, and it's less by braille and more by ear, you know, less by touch and more by ear, which is the way it should be. So if you would like, we probably need some EQ going on that radio. Your audio could use some increased articulation, so if you have EQ available, let's go to your EQ page for just a moment.
EQ available. Let's go to your EQ page for just a moment.
Okay, Jim, it would take you a while. This radio is menu driven, and I have not used it that often, so I would have to get the little book out and get back into the settings. I'm going to pass right now. Like I say, next week I'll have everything set up, and I'll get back with you, and I can have a better test. Over.
Roger. Well, let me just give you a note to self when you find out how to get there and how to do it. We need about 4 clicks treble boost. 4 clicks increased treble control boost from where you are. 4 clicks additional boost from where you are on the treble side. Roger?
Clicks additional boost from where you are on the treble side. Roger?
Oh, okay, Jim. So it needs a little more treble on the with the EQ. Okay. So, all right, I'll do that. I'm looking through the book right now, and when I sign off with you, I'll go ahead and go through the settings and all. So, thanks for coming back to me. I'm sure there's someone else out there that's getting close to 4 or 5 o'clock, so quarter up. All right, Jim. Thank you, 73, and you take care. Out your way. So KC9 VKV, N2 VUE.
Roger, Ron. Yes, sir, that's all you need. There's that additional treble EQ boost, and you'll be in perfect business. We'll get the Gorilla Tape and tape it on. 73, Ron, we'll catch you later, sir. Have a good afternoon. If you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube, do a call to search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It will be cut number 1 of a list of 2,000 QSO vlog recordings. And it'll be up by noon tomorrow. So 73, Ron, we'll catch you later, sir. This is KC9 VKV. We're approaching 5 o'clock, well, gosh, we need to move along. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You need to move along. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Bravo 3, Bravo.
Kilo Bravo 3 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Bravo 3 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Okay, Jim, it's Kilo Bravo 3, Bravo. I've been following along and trying to make things easier by kind of presetting things the way I hope you will instruct me, but I may be a little bit off. I'm mainly looking...
All right, I'm just switching receivers there. Come back, if you would, and just let me hear you for a second or two, see if I've got you on my local antenna.
Okay, very good, Jim. The name here is Bob, by the way. Okay, very good, Jim. The name here is Bob, by the way, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo. I'm in Yardley, Pennsylvania, and I hope I've given you enough chatter here for you to see whether the local antenna will work or not.
Roger that. And what's the name there?
Roger that. And what's the name there?
The name is Bob, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo.
Roger, Bob. And what radio are you running?
Roger, Bob. And what radio are you running?
I'm running the ICOM 7300. I've had it for about 4 months, and I think I'm pretty familiar with the menu, so hopefully I won't get snagged with that. And I think I've adjusted it pretty much as you've instructed others, but maybe with this radio it's a little different and with my voice and the way I'm operating, so I look to you for guidance. Over to you.
Yes, sir. Dynamic range looks really good. It looks about 3 dB, so I'm assuming your compressor's on and at a 3, and you have engaged your mic to adjust your AOC for mid-scale to 2/3. Is that a Roger?
Mic to adjust your AOC for mid-scale to 2/3. Is that a Roger?
That's exactly right, Jim. I followed those instructions, and that's exactly where I am. And I'm at the 100 to 2900, the compressor +3. I've adjusted the mic, and I'm looking at the ALC, and it seems to be peaking at about the 2/3 point. Occasionally, it bounces, toward the 80-90% point, but that seems to be infrequent.
Roger, Bob. So I'm assuming you are running the supplied hand mic. The best way to run that is pull it towards the corner of your lips and talk across it. Actually, touch the corner of your lips and talk across that microphone. Roger?
Actually, touch the corner of your lips and talk across that microphone. Roger?
Roger. I'm doing that now, and that's a hard thing to get used to, but I will try to be disciplined about that.
Yes, sir, because that just minimizes all of the mouth noises, plosives, and all that stuff. Does almost as good as a phone windscreen, but you must be consistent about that. Now, let's go to your EQ page, if you will.
Let's go to your EQ page, if you will.
Okay, bringing that up on the menu here. Let's see, set, tone control, transmit, SSB. Okay, I'm on the, it's just bass and treble on this radio.
Roger, and what's your treble EQ setting at right at the moment?
And treble is at +3 and bass is at 0.
I'm sorry, we doubled. What's your treble EQ setting at the moment?
And treble is at +3 and bass is currently set at 0.
We doubled. So repeat again, what is your treble EQ setting at the moment?
Repeat again, what is your treble EQ setting at the moment?
Yes, I'm sorry. The treble is set at +3, and the bass is set at 0.
Okay, one more click on the treble EQ, plus one click additional treble EQ boost. Roger?
Plus one click additional treble EQ boost. Roger?
Okay, I've done that. The treble is now at +4, and I slipped a bit there. With my mouth. I need to get used to holding the mic in this fashion.
Yes, sir. Well, you'll get used to it. And that, like I say, that is the best way. Because if you work directly into that hand mic, it is an electret condenser mic, and it'll pick up all kinds of mouth noise and garbage. So the best way is back towards the corner of your lips and just work across it. All right, so we have our treble EQ set. Let's go to the bass EQ. I want you to advance the bass EQ 2 clicks, push, bass EQ, and let me hear that.
The bass EQ 2 clicks, push, bass EQ, and let me hear that.
Okay, I've advanced the bass to +2. The bass is now +2, and the treble is +4.
Okay, I think that's going to be okay. I was still hearing some plosives, so maybe you need to pull that mic just a little bit further back towards the corner of your lips. Just a little bit more, Roger.
A little bit further back towards the corner of your lips. Just a little bit more, Roger.
Roger. Okay, there we go. Hopefully I won't do that too much. Okay, so I have the bass and the treble as you recommend, and let's see how this works.
Oh, it just sounds beautiful. Give me something. Do you happen to have a radio story you could share with us?
Do you happen to have a radio story you could share with us?
A radio story I could share. Well, something funny happened coming back to the hobby after 40 years, after 40 years away from the hobby. It's a new hobby, of course, and so one of the first things I tried was, what is this FT8 thing? And I knew an old friend of mine who lived on Long Island, as I did. He moved to Florida, and he got a new, a vanity call sign, and I got a vanity call sign now because I'm in Pennsylvania. I used to be a 2, and now I'm a 3. But he didn't know what my new call sign was. Well, I spied him on 40 meters, FT8. There he was. It's Mark. So I went after him on FT8, and I realized with that mode, there was no way for me to tell him that it was me coming back to him. So we completed a contact, and he had no idea that he had contacted his old friend, and I had no way to tell him until some days later when he finally read his email.
Oh, right. Yes, that is interesting. Well, I would have thought maybe you could have given him a landline or something, but that's one of the things about that type of communications. It doesn't allow for to I guess transfer that information simultaneously. Roger.
I guess transfer that information simultaneously. Roger.
Roger. Well, I did not know his landline number, and I tried to look it up, and was unsuccessful. So, but this is still a great hobby, and it's nice to be back on after the 40-year hiatus. Jim, thank you so much for what you do. You really do a wonderful service, and it's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much.
Roger. Bob, we're looking at my audioscope. You are from one end to the other. Your curve is just absolutely beautiful. Get the Gorilla Tape and taper down, sir.
Just absolutely beautiful. Get the Gorilla Tape and taper down, sir.
Will do. Thank you so much. Main thing is controlling my own discipline of where to hold the microphone and to control, keep the volume of my voice pretty similar to what I'm doing right now. Takes a little bit of discipline. I'm certainly not a professional. So thank you so much, Jim.
Roger, Bob, you might keep your ALC meter out and just look at that. That's your Bible for that radio. So just keep the ALC meter going, and as you speak, look at the ALC meter, and by way of your voice control, try to keep that ALC meter right in the middle of the sweet spot. Roger?
Try to keep that ALC meter right in the middle of the sweet spot. Roger?
Roger, Jim. I'm doing that, and it's going a little high. Maybe I'll back off just a bit. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Thank you so much once again. KC9 VKV. This is KB3BB.
Roger, Bob, 73. Sir, have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and to hear your beautiful audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you directly to this recording. We'll have it, it'll be number 1 in a list of 2,000 QSO vlogs, and it will be posted by noon tomorrow. So 73, Bob, and we'll catch you later. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon QSO VlogNet. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
So VlogNet, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo X-Ray 4, X-Ray Uniform.
X-Ray Uniform Station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo X-Ray 4, X-Ray Uniform.
Alrighty, X-Ray Uniform, what's the name there?
Alrighty, X-Ray Uniform, what's the name there?
The name is Joey Juliet Oscar Echo Yankee. I'm located in Marion, Virginia.
Roger, and Joy, what radio are you running?
Roger, and Joy, what radio are you running?
Jim, I'm running the ICOM 7300.
Sounds pretty good. Let's review quickly the settings. You're running that compressor on and at a 3, Roger?
Quickly the settings. You're running that compressor on and at a 3, Roger?
Roger, the compressor is on and at a 3.
Alrighty, and move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Roger on that. I'm turning the mic gain up now and watching the ALC, and it's getting a little bit above mid-scale right now. But I'm going all the way up with it. And don't seem to be doing a whole lot of difference on the ALC there. I'm maybe getting a little over half at 92% mic gain.
All right, bring that mic gain to about 60. Your mic gain to about 60, and let me hear you.
Mic gain to about 60. Your mic gain to about 60, and let me hear you.
Mic gain is at 60 now. I had it originally set at 63 when I first started here.
Yes, sir, 60 is fine. Now, we want to review your You're running 100 to 2900 on your bandpass, Roger.
You're running 100 to 2900 on your bandpass, Roger.
Okay, let me check that. I'm on 100 to 2900 on the wide.
Yes, sir, that's exactly where you want to be. Now, you're running the supplied hand mic, is that a Roger?
Where you want to be. Now, you're running the supplied hand mic, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. Supplied hand mic and held sideways in the corner of my mouth. I've been listening to you, instructing people and watching how well it's been improving their audio there, and I thought I would jump in here and get mine tuned up a little bit, Roger.
Yes, sir. It's a lot cleaner. I heard just a little bit of transient stuff in the beginning of our conversation, but now I don't hear that. So you're working. It just sounds just about exactly right. So let's review your EQ page if you have a moment.
Let's review your EQ page if you have a moment.
Okay, my bass is set at +2 right now, and my treble is set at +4.
Alrighty, I would move that mic just a little bit further back towards the corner of your lips, just a little bit further back. You were still getting a little of the transient stuff. And take that treble EQ, the last step on up to +5 on the treble EQ. Roger, Roger?
Up to +5 on the treble EQ. Roger, Roger?
Roger, Roger. All right, I'm at +5 now on the treble EQ.
Alrighty, and once you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system.
Alrighty, and once you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system.
My antenna system is a 500-foot loop running into a DX Engineering 4-to-1 Ballon, and I'm running them 100 watts. I do not currently have an amplifier to run, but hopefully in a few years I will acquire one.
Roger that, Joy. Okay, what was our mic gain? Was it 70? Bring it down to 60. Reduce your mic gain by 10% from where it is.
Reduce your mic gain by 10% from where it is.
Okay, we had the mic gain set at 60 when I came back to this page.
Oh, Roger, Roger. Okay, so let's take it at 55, and let me hear you for a minute.
Let's take it at 55, and let me hear you for a minute.
Okay, Jim, I'm at 55 now.
Alrighty, take it at 50, and let me hear you.
Alrighty, take it at 50, and let me hear you.
Okay, Jim, I'm at 50, and the mic has stayed currently turned sideways with my thumb touching the corner of my mouth there like you've instructed.
All right, I'd run it that way. Sounds really good to me. So run it that way and bring out your ALC. Keep your ALC out for the next week or so. And as you're talking, be watching your ALC and try to keep that ALC meter in the sweet spot by your voice. Roger?
Keep that ALC meter in the sweet spot by your voice. Roger?
Roger on that. And I have one question for you here. We agreed, I've got the 100 to 2900 on the wide, and right below it has a TWB or TBW mid, and it's set on 300 to 2700. Is that where it should be?
No, what that is, you have a selection. You have 3 bandpass selection, and you want to have that selected for 100 to 2900. Roger?
And you want to have that selected for 100 to 2900. Roger?
Roger on that. Yeah, it's 100 to 2900, and that's where it is then. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. And what's your mic gain control level one more time?
Yes, sir. And what's your mic gain control level one more time?
Waterfall page, and not running this screen here, but I will start doing this because you can definitely, like you said, change your sound and everything just by moving the mic and the way you speak into the mic there. So with that, Jim, I don't want to hold you up. If you say everything's good there, I'm going to lock it down right here, 73 from KX4XU.
Roger, Joy. Well, the thing is, keep your mic level the same, but just bring down your projection just a tad if you need to keep that ALC meter in the sweet spot. Roger?
Need to keep that ALC meter in the sweet spot. Roger?
Roger on that. I sure thank you for all this information. I bought this radio and off of a friend of mine. He actually had two of them and found he wasn't using both of them, so he sold me this one, and I hadn't done no adjustment. I listened to you last Friday. I was off from work and listened to you and learned how to get through my menus and everything, so today I thought I would check in with you and get a report.
Yes, sir, Joy. Excellent job, sir. Let me say 73, and if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of 2,000 some odd QSO vlog recordings. Regardless of what YouTube says, it will be cut number 1, and we'll have it posted by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Number 1, and we'll have it posted by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Thank you very much for all the help there, and I will definitely pull it up on YouTube tomorrow afternoon and listen to it. 73 again from KX4XU.
Roger, Joy, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And with that, we conclude our QSO Vlog net show for this afternoon, and we'll be returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9 VKV Clear.
This is KC9 VKV Clear.
Good evening, James. W4JCW, Big Signal, sounding great in South Carolina.
Roger, South Carolina. Thank you, sir. 73.
Roger, South Carolina. Thank you, sir. 73.